Hi, today I'm going to show you 6 products from The Ordinary that I dislike. Now I know that The Ordinary is very popular and has a huge fan following the world over. I'm no exception. I'm going to do another video about The Ordinary products that I love, and there's more than a dozen in there. There's just 6 in here. These are products that don't work for me at all. I may be an exception or I may be the rule, I don't know. But I feel that if it doesn't work for your skin type, it's not worth, sticking it out or hoping that it will work at a later time or even go through something called a purging process. A lot of people have said that maybe I don't know how to use something. I disagree with that. I mean, I've had a 10-step skincare routine for 2 years now, and I like to think that I sort of know my way around what works for my skin or know my way around skincare that suits me. So I'm not exactly, a novice at this, so it's not that I don't know how to use these things. It's just that they don't work for my skin type. That's it. That sort of thing happens, I mean, there are ingredients that are raved about by a lot of people that may break me out. And there may be something that I love that you can't stand. So skincare is a very subjective thing. The other thing, of course, is that I feel that if you need a learning curve or if your skin has to purge or get used to something, then that product isn't really worth it in my book. I think that you shouldn't really put that effort into a learning curve or a purging process. Things should work from the get-go. A good product works from the get-go, so works right away. So purging, learning curve, you're doing it wrong, that sort of thing, they're not very valid excuses. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, that's it. You can't keep on trying and call it purging and justify it and hope that it works out in the end. I dare say that does work out for a lot of people, but I'm not somebody who likes to put in that extra effort, particularly if, I'm scar prone as well, acne scar prone, hyperpigmentation prone. So a purging isn't exactly something that I want to risk or something that I want to go through. So, sorry, these are products that don't work for my skin type, don't work for me, that I dislike. End of. So let's start with a retinoid. The gram-active retinoid 2% in squalene is a product that I absolutely dislike. Now, they had a regular advanced retinoid 2%, which they then rebranded as gram-active retinoid 2% in emulsion. It is not very potent. Dr. Dennis Gross has a retinol brightening solution that works so much better, that is more potent. Peter Thomas Roth has an OTC retinol that is a lot more potent, and that's only 1.5%. Indeed Labs has a very potent retinol. This one, The Ordinary's 2% emulsion, isn't as potent as those. However, it is gentle enough. You can use it every day. You can use it with acid. You can use it with vitamin C. You can use it with alongside or layer it along with a number of actives. And I really like that emulsion. I'm actually going through a bottle which should finish in about a month or so. But the squalene is different from the emulsion. This one is in squalene, and that is in an emulsion. Now, the squalene here is plant-derived. Nonetheless, it is greasy. So I like to use my retinol before my hydrating serum. So when there's squalene involved, that doesn't work out. The reason I dislike this so much is that it is incredibly greasy, incredibly oily. I don't know if you can see that. The other retinol, the 2% emulsion, is an opaque fluid. This one is clear and it's very runny, as you can see. It's very, very greasy, very oily. Now, this is bad news if, like me, you have very oily skin or are acne prone. So much, to the extent where a mild breeze can break you out. So this isn't a product that I enjoy using. First of all, it's very, very difficult to layer it when it's this greasy. This should then go as a facial oil, but when it goes on as a facial oil, it goes on atop hydrating serums, mists, and a moisturizer or two. So that's not going to, I mean, a facial oil with a retinol, that's not going to be a very potent retinol, is it, if it's going to go as a facial oil above everything else? The facial oil is the occlusive, the final step in your skincare routine, not the first step. That's one thing. For another, if you layer it immediately after cleansing or immediately after your first active, say vitamin C or something, it doesn't work out either. Because, or even after a hydrating toner, if you're going to layer it after a hydrating toner, then the oil here acts as an occlusive, so you can't really layer a hydrating serum or a mist or a moisturizer atop that. So that is my primary difficulty with this. Now they have a 5% version of this, Gran Active Retinoid, 5% in squalene. So the 2% is moderate strength, while the 5% is supposed to be extra strength, or the sort of higher strength version. So the 2% retinoid costs £7.80, while the 5% costs £11.90. Now this is also a clear yellowish fluid. It is also greasy. It's also runny, but it is less greasy than the 2% in squalene. See, it's a lot more lightweight on the right hand. And another thing, when I layer retinol on top of everything else, I'd be happier if it was a 5% very strong version, you know, a very high strength 5% retinol you can layer above a hydrating serum, above a moisturizer, above a mist, above other actives without problems. 5%, strong enough to penetrate, at the same time layered above a lot of things, so it's not going to irritate. 2% layered above everything else is going to lose a lot of effectiveness, isn't it? So that's my problem with the 2%. So going forward, I will be sticking to the 2% emulsion as well as the 5% in squalene. So the next one is a love it or hate it product. It is The Ordinary's Vitamin C Suspension 23% with hyaluronic acid spears 2%. It comes in a nice tube packaging. Now this is also water-free. Apparently that's what makes this formulation very stable and non-oxidizing. So this is £4.90. It is pure L-ascorbic acid. Now that is all very well. And at that price you can't go wrong. It's 30 ml of course. Now my problem is that it burns very, very, very badly. Burns my face no matter what I do. No, it's not about my skin. My skin is used to 40% glycolic acid, pure glycolic, at a pH of 2.8 to 3, sitting on it for 15 minutes before I rinse off with a neutralizer. Yes, I do monthly peels, so for acne scarring, of course, and they're at-home peels. I hope my derm never finds out. So my skin is used to that sort of acid. My skin is used to extra strength Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Peel. My skin is used to 30% vitamin C from other brands, L-ascorbic acid. However, this 23% vitamin C burns my skin where 40% pure glycolic at a pH of 2.8 could not. It's very severe burning. It's a very irritant burning. You know, I like spicy food, but there are certain times, there are certain dishes where, you know, the pepper, the heat is uncomfortable, you know. It's not because it's high heat. You can have high heat that's still comfortable, but you can have this irritant heat from certain peppers. So that's how I would describe this vitamin C. This vitamin C I cannot touch. I've tried layering it above a mist. I've tried layering it above snail mucin, which is very, very soothing, isn't it? I've tried layering it above a hydrating toner such as Thayer's. I've tried several permutations and combinations, and it doesn't work out at all. I'm sorry. And that's not all. It pills. The texture is weird. It's sort of gritty. It's fluid with grit, you know. It's greasy. It leaves my face greasy. My face was already oily. Thank you very much. It layers very badly with other products. Pills like mad. I've tried mixing it with other things. I've tried mixing it with several things. Mixes badly. Burns no matter what I do, and burns no matter what I mix it with. Unfortunately, I had the stupid idea of buying 4 different tubes of these in a moment of madness, thinking they'd all go out of stock, and that was before I tried it even once. And at that price point, I thought, you know, great. So I've got 4 of these to get through. So I'm probably going to be using them on my body or elbows or something, and hope that it doesn't burn as much. If not, there's always that individual to take them off your hands, also known as your mother. The next one is another acid, but it isn't an exfoliant as such. This is the Azelaic Acid Suspension 10%. It's called a multifunctional brightening formula. Now, I've used Azelaic Acid prescription, a cream called Aziderm for acne before. When it was mild, papules and even pustules, this Aziderm took care of it. 10%, same formulation, prescription. This is £5.50, quite cheap. Now, The Ordinary claims that this is an antioxidant as well as something that brightens and takes care of blemishes. Now, you know that I have tons of hyperpigmentation and post-acne marks on my face. For me, this did nothing. It's thicker than Aziderm. The Ordinary calls this a cream gel. I disagree. I think it's just cream and not gel. Again, weird greasy texture, very greasy, very thick and greasy, very occlusive. And if it's occlusive, you can't really layer it with other products in your routine. Another problem with this is the spreadability. It's not very easy to spread about. It's, I don't know, silicone as well. It feels silicone. I don't know if it has silicone. I've never actually managed to check. Yep, dimethicone. Silicone. Why is there silicone in an acne treatment product or a blemish treatment product? I mean, I should think that it would break out the acne-prone people all the more. So I don't know why there's silicone in here. Surprisingly, because the silicone products, I find that silicone products are usually easy to blend out, professional benefits, professional silicone-based, and glides all over my face in seconds. This one, chug, 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 and no movement. So the results: did zilch for my blemishes, did nada for my acne, did nothing at all for my scars. Absolutely no effect, just sat there greasily, occlusively, and uncomfortably. I think this works better on rosacea rather than any other kind of blemishes. I don't know, a cousin of mine has rosacea, and I think she was prescribed Azelaic Acid, which worked very well for her, better than it did for me on cystic acne. Yet another acid from The Ordinary that I don't understand is the alpha lipoic acid, 5%. This is supposed to be an antioxidant rather than a chemical exfoliant. It costs £5.90 for 30 mils. It's supposed to address dullness and uneven skin tone. It's water-free. It's also supposed to address fine lines and scars and pigmentation and can be used 2 to 3 times a week. Now, it did not burn at all. There was no discomfort. It's a bit of a cloudy fluid. Runny, greasy, feels oily to the touch, slippery and oily, not much of fragrance. It's a PM-only product. This is another one that did nothing at all for me. I have pigmentation, I have scars, I have blemishes, I have loads of problems on my face thanks to a horrific breakout I had in 2015 and 16, late 2015 December to mid 2016. I will talk about my acne journey and the scar revision procedures that I've been undergoing in a separate set of videos. So this one, no effect at all. Lactic acid 5% works better than this, and lactic acid 10% from The Ordinary works beautifully. And while we are on the subject of antioxidants, I find that EUK134 and resveratrol are antioxidants from The Ordinary, which work much, much better. The next one is a product that claims to specifically address hyperpigmentation. It is the alpha-arbutin 2% serum. It costs £7. Thick, clear gel. Or fluidy gel. Now, my problem, it's drying on my skin and I have oily skin. It's very sticky on my skin, forms a bit of an occlusive layer, did absolutely nothing for hyperpigmentation. I've used it and used it and used it and nothing. I've been through, I think, 2 bottles of this already. This is my 3rd and penultimate bottle. Again, I bought 4 of these when The Ordinary first came out. So glycolic works better than this glycolic 7%. So does vitamin C. So alpha-arbutin. I spoke to my dermatologist about this and actually took it to me when I went to see him once. And he said, you know, Azelaic acid has more peer-reviewed, I mean, it's more sort of reliable for removing hyperpigmentation from pretty much all skin types than, say, alpha-arbutin or even kojic acid. So when you have such severe hyperpigmentation, when you're very prone to dark spots after every bout of acne, you need something as potent, as reliable as Azelaic acid than something like alpha-arbutin or kojic acid or licorice or any of those other things that claim to reduce hyperpigmentation. So finally, a cult product. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. It is Buffet. It costs £12.70. Basically, it's peptides. And the most sort of identifiable sort of signature ingredient in here is Matrixyl 3000. I've been through about half a bottle of this thick, clear gel. Now, my problem with the Buffet is twofold. First of all, it broke me out. It broke me out. It appeals if you increase the dosage even by a smidgen. And you can't really control application every time. Maybe you're in a hurry. Maybe you want to sleep. So if you do that, it pills. And I got anaphylaxis at least 3 or 4 times after using this, particularly around October. I was hospitalized for severe anaphylaxis on October 18th. However, I don't really blame this one. I mean, it was a mixture of things that caused it, but this was definitely in my routine at the time, and I think it gave me hives on my face and neck by itself without any other reaction. So I haven't gone near it after last October. So this is water-based. I think it is more suitable for dry skin than oily skin. And also, if you are allergic to any of the ingredients on the list, avoid it like mad. Otherwise, it's going to give you anaphylaxis. Now, another problem that I have is that The Ordinary has a better solution for this. Matrixyl. Matrixyl costs just £5.50. It is better than the Buffet in every way. It contains Matrixyl 3000 and Synth 6. This one, that is Buffet, contains Matrixyl 3000. Now, they're both peptide variants. As a matter of fact, Neod has a beautiful peptide variant, the copper amino isolate serum. So both are, claim to target fine lines and synthesize collagen or stimulate collagen production. For me, Buffet did nothing, broke me out, gave me hives. Matrixyl works better, plumps my skin a bit, smoothens it out nicely overnight. So I won't be buying Buffet ever. And it's £12.70. This is only £5.50. Makes a lot more sense to stick to Matrixyl. So those are the 6 products from The Ordinary that I haven't got along with. As a matter of fact, I actively dislike them. Sorry if they are your favorites. Just an opinion, skincare subjective. So do you have anything from The Ordinary that you absolutely dislike? If so, I'd love to know what. Please do comment below. So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And I'll speak to you soon.